Alright guys and girls, welcome back to another video. The audio's kind of out of sync a little bit with the camera I'm using, because I'm also using the onboard microphone as well on the PlayStation camera, which I'm using on the PlayStation 4. It's a bit grainy as well at the same time. I find, to be honest, what they could do, and I'm using the playroom as well, so I'm recording all of this in the playroom. So like sound effects, special effects, like for instance, if you want this one, this sort of like evil laugh, you got like this evil laugh, or you've got this sound effect of a thunderstorm. Slightly, then you've got a tap dripping with water, that's another special effect. Or some kids screaming. Or you have got like sort of rainstorm, I would say, or brainstorm effect. And it says you can do my sounds. My sounds on it means you can add your own sort of sounds, so you can come up with them yourself. Now what I'm going to be doing is recording this on my phone to my PlayStation 4, because you have to connect your phone to your PlayStation 4 so you can actually record this, but the sound's not as very sort of in sync with the video. So I've got the PS4 controller here as well. So what I'm doing as well, I'm recording that. I'm having some L Pro Sawyer. I don't think, to be honest, when you record, I don't think it's even in 1080p either, this camera. It just looks really grainy, washed out and all that kind of stuff. I've got my Buffy the Vampire Slayer box set on here, by the way. Watching some of them at the moment, the episodes. Now, I wanted to do a quick video. Not too much, but just a quickie video. So what we have here is the Oculus Go. I've been playing this for a while. It's actually, as you can see, it's turned on. That's actually the button here is the turn on button, and we've got the, actually I think this is on actually. Yeah, it's bloody on actually. Alright, so what I'm going to do is put this on, and we're going to do a quick thing. Sorry about the out of sync audio, but I am playing on the PlayStation 4, recording through the PlayStation 4, using the sort of headset. Now, I've got the microphone bit. Actually, you don't even need headphones, guys and girls. This is fantastic. You don't even need headphones. So basically, you have this like little control pad sort of thing in the hand here. So I'm just making sure you can actually see it. This is a little sort of a greyish control pad. Yeah, this is all sort of like thumbstick, so you could just go left, right, up, down, side to side and all that kind of stuff. Then you got your click button, enter, and then you got your home button, which you can go straight to the home or exit from again. Now, this is, I believe, it's like 2560, I believe, in each eye. 2560, 1440 or something like that, around about that, 2K-ish in each eye. Works out around about 4K-ish. Now, the really good thing about it, which I've been playing at the moment, so let me go for this one, for instance. You've got VR Planetarium. Now, if you click in that, it takes you into sort of an aspherical sort of cinema, which actually is really quite fun. It shows you a little bit about the planets, and then you can go to sort of a cinema mode. Now, I've been playing Asteroids. It's like a little cartoon that you can watch. And let's have a look. Have I installed this? Oh, I know, I installed Dear Angelica. That's another one that's apparently enthralls you. You've got Nothing to Be Written, which is a BBC thing, which is a 360 app by the BBC. And it's really cool. Amaze VR Movies. You can actually watch clips, which is not installed yet. Actually, I've got installed that. Oculus Rooms is another one. The games I've been playing at the moment is Gala 360, not games, but like apps. Gala 360, which is actually quite fun. Got the Disney movies on there as well in 360. I can't wait until Oculus Rift Quest comes out, because they got a special Star Wars VR sort of experience. Apparently episode 1's coming out. I'm hoping it's going to come out next month in March, because I should be getting the Quest. I think it's I hope so anyway. Let's hope so. Also, guys and girls, try out Crow the Legend. Fantastic animated cartoon. I think it's on for like 25 minutes or so. Well worth it. It's free. It's free, so I like free stuff. Overflight. Now, Overflight, if you haven't played it, it's actually a game where you could control the steering on the plane, left, right. You just turn it like left, and you go up and down like that with the controller. So if you want to go, say, up, you go up like that, and that turns it up, and then you go down, you press down downwards, like point it down to the ground. And if you want to turn, slightly turn, you just turn like that, slowly, and turn that way. And that way you get that sort of feeling on it of getting into it. Now, I think I could record up to an hour on this as well. Now, for roller coaster games, guys and girls, I would recommend a fantastic roller coaster game. One of the best roller coaster games I've actually played is Epic Roller Coasters. Now, actually, I'm going to go on to this now. I actually paid, I think it was like £7.99, £8 for this one. Fantastic game. It's not a game, it's more of an experience, because you're just sitting there, you're in seat. It's by Epic Roller Coasters, some game company. It takes you into this like a room, a big massive room, and as I'm seeing right now, you have multi-ride, you got single ride or single rider. So if I click on single rider, go to Rock Force, click on that, and then go select cut. Now let me put my audio up a sec, my headphones. We don't even need the headphones, guys and girls. This is fantastic. Now you should hear this. Right, now it's moving, slowly moving. Now it's always good. This thing is with the Go. It's fantastic. If you like roller coaster games, it's really good for that sort of thing. It's the resolution on it is fantastic. The graphics on it are really good as well. It's quite immersive. Now I'm just going up this hill. This is called Rock Force. Fantastic like track. Now there's a waterfall right just here where where my hand is, or slightly. Now it's gone that way, back this way, slowly. Now we're like ascending upwards, and oh, some rocks coming down. You don't even need headphones. This has actually got 360 sort of audio right round the entire little thing in this little package. This is like a complete PC, computer, and VR headset all entwined into one. But yeah, it's only got it's got, I think it was like 3 degrees of movement. Yeah, movement. The Quest, when it comes out, is going to have 6 depths of movement. So you can move up, down, left, right. You could go forward. In this, you can't go forward. So I'm just stuck in one place. So you can move like this way, that way. You can move at the side to side. You move downwards, but you can't go forwards. You can't go backwards. You can't move around. It's just stuck in one place. I think it's because of the head tracking systems are sort on it, but with the Quest it's going to be a lot. Oh, here we go, we're jumping off into the track. But what I noticed with the Epic games, or Epic roller coaster games, when it dives off the top of the platform, goes onto the one track and then onto the next track, it kind of sort of goes blank. It just goes dark for a second and then goes back onto the track. So it's God damn those. Yeah, it's nice though. The sound quality is really good on it though. I can hear birds, and when you move left and right as well, you turn around, I can hear the sound coming from my back ear, from the ear there. So it sounds like something's behind me. And then it sounds like when I'm turning this way, the sound's coming from this ear and not this ear. It's like freaky as hell. It's like a 360-degree sound. There we go. We're going down. Oh, we're going to drop off. Oh, here we go. Into a cave. We're into a cavern. And we're going upside down. Oh, shit. And it gives you that motion sickness as well. But I've been used to the motion sickness now on here for quite a bit. Here we go, we're going turning, we're turning this way, and then it's turning this way, and it's, oh, we're going up now, it's going vertically upwards now. So we're just like, we're looking down, and there's another seat there as well. If you do multiplayer, you could get some random person sitting next to you, but I haven't had the option to talk to any of them yet. So I don't think you can on these games with the sound. Oh, here we go. Whoa! Oh, God. Oh, and now we're under the water now. Now we're going deep underwater. There's a little treasure chest. Nice little treasure chest there. Fantastic though. Definitely fantastic. And little fishes swimming around. I was hoping for something more like a big giant shark turn up to basically eat me at the end. T-Rex Kingdom is pretty cool. Big dinosaurs, and you end up like getting eaten at the end. Got Armageddon, which is basically a zombie apocalypse. But my favourite on here, on the roller coasters, epic roller coasters, I'm basically just going to do this episode for the series, so like roller coasters today actually on this one. So what we're going to do, we're going to do single ride. Going to select this cart. Now we're going to go on this neon rider sort of thing, where it's more like sort of futuristic. Now we're in a room, and this is like sort of, there's like a little open door, so you click the button. So basically, to start the actual ride, you press the top button. You press that. Now it locks you in place. There's one of these like little things. It locks you in. So that's pretty cool. Right. Now it's just slowly. It's like a hovering me in now. It's like a hoverboard, but in a sort of cart sort of thing, a roller coaster cart. Now we've got these robots doing stuff with machinery, and that's pretty cool. You should be able to hear this, guys and girls. Oh, big laser thing coming towards me. This is quite nice. But it's hard to explain, like when you're in VR. Oh, look, there's a robot coming towards me. He's got a big flipping needle. He's trying to prick me with it. He's trying to probe my anus, by the sounds of it. And he's doing something to the other chair as well. I bet he's fiddling around with it, the dirty git. Now he's trying to do something with the wheels. Oh, big robot with big, like, sort of hooks on the hand. It's pretty cool. It's very immersive. It makes you feel like you're actually inside of a roller coaster, or actually on a roller coaster ride. But it feels... Oh, he's dropped down dead. And now it's gone pitch black. And now he's booted up. And he's red. Oh, and now he's trying to dag me with these something. Oh, he's trying to kill me. He's trying to stop it from going. Get off me. Go on, get off. Here we go. And it's all red now. Oh, here we go, it's going fast. Oh, here we go, now we're outside and we're going down some skyscrapers. Oh, and it's on the platform, and we're off. My God, it's like horse racing the way I say it. We're off. Now let's go around, loop the loop, upside down. Oh, it's upside down. Here we go, it's turning sideways, and there's a lot of turns on this one, this Neon Rider sort of track, and it's fast paced as well. Really good on the motion sickness sort of thing as well. If you're not really good with roller coasters, I wouldn't recommend it, but it's still fun nonetheless. Yeah, so there we go, big skyscraper. So it's huge in this. Oh, and then you should hear the robots in a bit saying stop, because they want you to stop and all that. And then you got the little police robots try to protect you. Oh, we go about, I would say at least 1,000 feet off the ground, 2,000. Oh god, makes you sick as well. This does. It gives you that sickness. That's what I love about roller coaster rides. It makes you sickness. So we're going down here and turning sideways on the side. Now it's going back up straight on a nice straight. Ooh. And it's turning, and turning again. Nice little building architecture in this game though. Makes you feel like you're actually in the game. You don't do anything because it's not like sort of an interactive sort of style game, but that would be quite cool if they had it so you had to shoot the robots. That would be more interesting and more interactive as well. And now we're upside down and we're off again, going vertically downwards. Now we've got the police turning up. Oh, hang on, here we go. Oh, and a nice big leap upwards and onto the next track. Actually, it's not really a track, it's like more of a long road on this one. And now it's turning vertically sideways, doing a sort of a corkscrew. And that's the robot trying to stop me. He's like, there we go, he's saying, no, we don't. This is pretty cool Epic Games roller coaster, or Epic Roller Coaster. There we go, upside down, turning inwards. There we go. Now we're off the ground. We're just jumped about, I'd say, 50, 60 feet off the ground. And now we're back on the track. This is pretty cool. It's kind of nice pink and purple coloured. It's like sort of futuristic sort of colours. I definitely like that kind of stuff. And I like the way they've done this. They've done a really good job on it. Now we are going back into the room. And now we're in some sort of, I don't know, it's like a room where there's like little sort of things floating around and it's just going around. It's a bit like that, the Lawnmower Man sort of thing, the one where they were in, where it goes upside down, left, right, and all that, and turns and does a little spinny thing, which is pretty cool. And then we got Dread Blood, which is I went on the other day. It's a bit like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Basically, you're on a roller coaster, and you go into its dark walls. It's kind of a bit like there's that game called Dread Halls. But this one's called Dread Blood, and it's about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre person trying to kill you. Basically, he's got a chainsaw, and you see him cutting up all the dead bodies and all that kind of stuff. It is kind of sort of a horror slash roller coaster game, which is quite cool. Also, Halloween, which is really, really, really good. T-Rex Kingdom, I would recommend. For the Epic Roller Coaster Ultimate Pack, I think it was like $7.99 or £8 or something like that. It wasn't that dear at all. But they do have multiplayer, single rider, and race mode, where you can actually have a race and you have to control and accelerate and go as fast as you can and get to the track without falling off the track. So it's got that sort of style feeling with it. Not Pat feeling. Not that style feeling, not Pat feeling from Carnation Street. But yeah, anyway, really, 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 really good. And also, I'll tell you what other games are good. Rush is really good. That's more like sort of going downhill with a parachute or glider, and you're gliding down, and you've got to watch out, and you turn left and right, and then you turn your heads left and right, and you can move, and that's how you control the actual game. End Space is pretty awesome. which is a good game, space sort of thing, where you're in a spaceship and you've got to shoot down other spaceships and spacecrafts and all these aliens. Gunjack 2, I've been playing that. I've got that on my hard drive at the moment of this little baby here. Which is, I actually recommend Gunjack 2, which is quite cool. So a little bit of a story mode on there as well, so you can play the story mode and listen to what happens. But it does freeze up sometimes. I've noticed that, where it just like conks out and it just freeze up, and then it just dashboard or something will just turn off for a second. It freezes, so they need to try and patch that somehow. One called Coasters. If you like your roller coasters, there's one called Coaster, which is pretty cool. Also, I recommend, what else we got on here on my hard drive at the moment? Considering Dragon Roller Coaster, which is quite cool. Also, the Kremer collection, guys and girls. If you haven't tried Kremer collection, download it. It's only $3.99. I've been playing it. It's fantastic. It's really educational tool if you want to get into educational sort of art form. If you like art, if you buy sort of pictures by Rembrandt and all these like artists of the golden age and the golden era, I definitely recommend it. It's called the Kremer collection. Now what you do, you have you go into this little room and it's got their investigation, navigations, controls, interactions, and you point and click visit. Now if you press the click visit button, you should have two people narrating it, the KC, the Kremer collection. They should start talking about it, little talks, and they tell you what you're actually seeing, over 70 different sort of styles. So what basically, you go over here, it should automatically Kremer, his name. So not Kremer, it's Kremer. Basically, like sort of, yes, Dutch and Danish. So it's got Dutch and Danish collections. Some works will have icons, so you select the icons and they tell you a little bit about the actual picture, who it's made by, and what it's actually what it was intended for, what the kind of the story behind the background of the picture and all that kind of stuff. It's pretty cool. And it says, we hope you will enjoy it. But the thing is, I actually enjoy this kind of stuff. It's like going into an actual art gallery. But I've never been into an art gallery before. But I'll tell you what, if I went to an art museum, this would be. So what you do, you click on the button here. Now, I'm actually getting as close to a little, literally, and if I point downwards. Hang on, let's have a look. Right, so basically, I'm about 1-2 foot away from this picture here. There's a picture of Jesus Christ with his sort of brownish coloured hair, with a brownish sort of beard, and he looks like he's really not into whatever they're trying to do to him, and looks like there's someone else who's about to get the chop, because there's an axe at the top and all of that. And I can see, my God, he's been famished. Basically, he's absolutely skinny as hell. It's like he hasn't been fed. You can see the ribs coming through him, and he's like basically tied up onto like sort of something with chains. And actually, what is it? So if I click on here, hang on. Alright, so if I click, oh yeah, so. Now, if I go over here a second, guys and girls. Now, make it about 5 foot away so I can click on that. Now, if I click on the one with the little lines, it tells you Christ at the Column. This one's called Christ at the Column, Jan Lee Evans. And this is 1674, Amsterdam. This is Jan Lee Evans. Was described in 1641 by the Leiden city chronicler Jean Oliris as a child prodigy. This gripping life-size image of Christ at the column is one of his earliest works and a powerful demonstration of his precocious talents. In the years 1624, 25, 31, when they were still teenagers, Levens and Rembrandt were close friends and possibly even shared a studio. They competed with one another in the striving for the stylistic and technical innovations. Levens painted this Christ at the column, and around 1625-27 this and similarly bold and deftly painted works by Levens served as a model for the less experienced Rembrandt. Or Rembrandt, it's with a B, so it's Rembrandt. There's a T at the end. So yeah, basically I'm looking at this nice little sort of silvery, sort of silver greyish tinted frame around the outside, and you get to see this absolutely amazing picture of Jesus Christ, or Christ as it's got on there. Nice picture of Christ. I like these like sort of religious ones. I want to get the ones where they've got Christ on the cross, but they don't have it in this sort of museum, so I'm hoping they'll add some more of those at some point where you actually see Jesus Christ at the actual death of it, where he's on the cross, because that would be interesting and it'd be more educational as well. The picture looks really good as well. I like the way they've actually implemented this into the thing as well. And there's an audio thing about it as well, so it tells you it basically. You could either listen to what that says on there, or you could read whatever it says on here. Signed lower left, IL. So lower left, I.L. So on the lower left. Don't tell me I'm on. So basically, can I get... You can actually see the actual frame as well. That's pretty cool. Oh, IL, yeah. So you can actually see. Hang on. Right. So I only just noticed on the actual picture, it's got the actual name on it as well, and it looks fantastic. That the actual whole sort of thing. There's a bloke at the back. He looks a bit dodgy. He's got like sort of one of these like little feathers on his head and all that, and he's looking at basically Christ being put on in chains and just and he's got blood coming out of him on his head as well. That looks like sort of really realistic sort of stuff. I mean, it's amazing. It looks like an actual oil painting as well. It's hard to describe something when it's in front of you, because it looks almost as realistic, and you can see those like sort of puppy eyes of Jesus Christ. He looks really like he's ill, but obviously he's been put on like in chains and he's been starved to death, so he's going to look really ill. So that's the whole sort of thing they're going with in the painting. It looks like he's basically waiting to die. But yeah, and there's an axe there. To be honest, when I look at the axe and I look at the Christ, it looks like the way that it was going, it's like he was going to get his head chopped off or something in that kind of way in the picture. But yeah, it's a good picture. I can't imagine, to be honest, to be standing in front of one of the greatest paintings and painters of that generation back then. They've had some crazy sort of paintings, but they're wicked. The way they've designed it, and it looks really like authentic, artistic. That's it, artistic. It looks artistic, and it's amazing. It's amazing, absolutely brilliant the way they've designed it. So, yeah, you can see his little hands and his little fingers there and all that. To every little bit of detail, amazing. Anyway, guys and girls, I'm going to finish off this episode here. But if you enjoyed the episode, let me just put the screen so it's actually straight. does sometimes, apparently they reckon if you plug in a battery, it can freeze up, so I wouldn't do that. Also, try the Disney Movies VR app. You won't be disappointed. There's some VR videos in there, like the dinner at Beauty and the Beast. Absolutely fantastic, guys and girls. I do recommend it. There's like a little musical thing on it. It's really good. And The Crow as well, The Legend. Definitely check that out. It's absolutely free. And it's funny as well. It's like a little cartoon, about 25 minutes long, but it's fantastic. And they've got actual film actors, does the voice over the characters. Anyway, guys and girls, cheers for watching. Stay safe, and I'll see you on the next video.